The basic storyline of the episode is a culmination of everyone's relationships, you know, what's going to happen.
Lucas definitely has one of the key arcs in episode 100 because he finally is going to make that leap of faith and choose a woman, choose a final woman. And he actually stands up and he says, I do. He makes that choice.
But in actuality, he kind of don't want to do it. Felt like he was forced into it a little bit, but he's kind of like escaping from something, you know, and I think he's trying to actually find himself. But then Skills, he knows that. So, and he knows Peyton. So I'm kind of like an instigator a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Get her to thinking all these crazy little thoughts. When they say, does anybody have any reason that this thing shouldn't go down? Bam, that's you.
Oh.
They don't do that at Real Wedding Skills.
It's a big 100 for Peyton Sawyer, and she is sitting in a pew at the love of her life's wedding, and I can't think of anything more horrific. I'm not really sure why she's even there. There's nothing else to do in Tree Hill but this wedding on this day, and so she is front and center, and meanwhile her heart's breaking. It's pretty sad.
Is she going to stop the wedding? Is she going to get Lucas? Is she going to get her heart broken? Is it her fault? Is it his fault? Is it too late? Is it not too late?
And I'm sitting here saying to her, it doesn't matter what you see. You know, Lucas and Lindsay have a relationship. Big deal. You guys have something else. So she's great. She's nice. I like her. He wants to propose to her. I'll make her a wedding dress, but I know this wedding isn't going to happen. If you guys are meant to be, you're gonna be. You know, at the end of the day, it's a piece of paper if they do it. But if he loves you the way that I know he loves you, and you love him the way that I know you love him, it'll work out.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna commit to each other for life. And she has this epiphany at the altar where she discovers in that moment that the book is about something entirely different from what she thought that it was about.
She leaves. She walks away. And, you know, I don't know how much he necessarily is learning from that, other than if he would have followed his heart, he probably wouldn't have been standing there like an idiot at the end.
So what are you gonna do? What happens next?
On her back.
Then go get her.
Well, in episode 100, Nathan, you know, he's trying his hardest with the help of Lucas to sort of get Haley back. Really, he's sort of using Jamie as well and trying to get Jamie to help him out and Lucas to help him out. It's kind of funny and it's kind of cute until Jamie ends up actually being abducted by Carrie. And when that happens, it all sort of falls apart.
Hey, what's going on?
Jamie's gone and Dan was here.
What?
He's missing. Dan came by. I told him he was not to come into the church, and now he's gone. We've looked everywhere.
And Skills is supposed to be watching Jamie in the church, and he's not to let him leave his sight, but he ends up, you know, letting Jamie convince him to let him go to the bathroom by himself.
All right, let's go.
Can I go by myself? Look, they make fun of me. Don't do it. I know where it is.
And, you know, Skills as an uncle looking out for the male ego, he doesn't want to get teased by this little girl, so he's like, all right, well, go ahead, but you better hurry up and come right back. And then he ends up getting snatched up by the crazy nanny lady.
He gets kidnapped at the wedding by his nanny, who used to be his nanny, and she dyed her hair for the show. Now she's Psycho Nanny.
Jackson's been really cool. He's like a little adult. And I'm really good with kids, and I used to babysit a lot, and I love being around kids. So he's been really fun. He's completely professional.
Stop seat 5153.
I am that one.
Yeah, you are.
Do I have any lines?
Nope.
Sweet.
I swear, if you forget your line, just ask him. He knows, like, when he comes to do a scene, he knows the entire page.
Well, Hillary, who plays Peyton, she had to make a little speech at the wedding, like, oh, something, I love you. And we were doing it one time, and she's like, what's my line? And I'm like, I think it's, oh, when you fixed my car, you fixed my heart.
Oh, boy. Remember that day? Because that day changed everything, and I didn't know it at the time. But when you fixed my car, you fixed my heart.
It's bringing everybody back together. It's making triangles, love triangles all over the place. It's bringing, Karen home and bringing all kinds of people back into the cast. And Dan Scott gets out of prison. So I think our 100th episode actually is one of those kind of episodes that says, okay, guys, if you think it's been good up till now, wait, Dan's back. It's going to get better.
When Mark told me this, he told me in the beginning of season 5, he said what was going to happen, that I was going to save the day and I was going to come back. Dan is killed, Keith. Dan is lied, betrayed, cheated, manipulated, hurt, and yet here he does. He comes back and he saves the day.
Right, and you're controlling him by holding on to it. It's just because of the way the thumb was positioned, it looked like you really weren't choking.
Yeah, choke. Which is good, because then I can go a little bit against the wall. My name is Dan Scott. I think you know my grandson.
Let's cut it. Cutting.
You're going to just kind of follow him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now eat it.
Hey guys, let's wrap on the episode of Jackson.
So when we got to 100 episodes, we had this huge party in Wilmington, and it was a pretty special night.
Oh man, we had like we had a small, moderate-sized party.
It was cool. They had a huge cake that had 100 on it.
It was just a big, huge celebration. We had red carpet and everything all the way out here in Wilmington. How about that?
We had the red carpet and all the cast was there and all the crew. People from the network and the studio all came in, and we even had fans that were waiting outside.
Hey guys, how are ya?
And we just sort of looked back over this time and reminisced about the fact of where we came from and how we sort of built our way up.
So when you make a show in Wilmington, even though it's a television show, it's so far removed from Hollywood, and really rarely will the two ever meet. What was really special was taking this great crew, this wonderful cast, and all of these people who were based in Wilmington and had been working very hard to make a great show for 5 years, and then taking similar people in Los Angeles who had been also working to make a great show, bringing them together and saying, we do different things, but for the last 5 years we've all had the same common goal.
Because One Tree Hill is and has always been the little engine that could.
I think we weren't expecting to be choked up. I remember standing next to Hillary while Joe Davola was talking, and we just kind of looked at each other, and it was like, this has been a huge part of our lives. I don't think any of us expected it to be something that was so impactful. I thought we expected it to be another job. And, so to come in and realize, like, wow, I've really built something with each of these people, some friendship with everyone.
It was amazing to listen to Peter